Christian Weston Chandler, in his youth and his earlier days on the internet, was a believer in the Christian faith, even attending multiple churches such as the Grace Baptist Church before he was kicked out and then had to attend Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church. However, knowing Chris, he definitely wasn't the most dedicated to following the beliefs of the Christian faith, especially when it comes to the 7 deadly sins. These sins are lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. In Christianity, these 7 deadly sins are supposedly vices that will eventually lead to sin and immoral behaviour, something Chris is no stranger to.
You and me having our sex time together.
The first sin I will cover in terms of Chris is lust. Lust should be relatively simple, but just in case, it is intense sexual desire, with the possibility of this leading to other sinful sexual acts such as rape. Chris's very early days on the internet are notorious for him being lustful, with Christian complaining about the infinitely high boyfriend factor as no girls would go out with him, the ease of which it was to catfish him, and the multiple awful videos where he tries to show off his private abilities.
Oh, and here's the fun part. I can roll my tongue. I put it in there and extend it while it's in there.
This would eventually culminate in him visiting a worker of a specific quality to relieve his efforts by the name of Mia Hamm, who would relieve his stress in this area for return for payment, which is another sin. This has got even more worse recently, despite Chris not showing as much lust, with him spending very, very close private time with his mother, Barbara.
I can't do a pull-up.
Gluttony is quite an easy one to explain, both in its meaning and its relevancy to Chris. Gluttony is the overindulgence of food. Clearly, by looking at Chris's figure, he eats a lot of food, with a lot of this not being good food. In Mumble Chat 6, Chris alleged that he cooks for himself the majority of the week, which, due to the state of his kitchen and future information that came out, we know just not to be true. It was revealed that the majority of Chris's meals were fast food, sometimes even going 4 times in a single day.
I'm fine. I can't do a pull-up. At least I tried. Nope, can't do it. This video is their plea for money.
Greed is the desire to have material possessions. Just by looking at Chris's room, he is surrounded by these material possessions, with these mainly being toys. Towards the end of the Julie saga, this greed is exemplified, as Chris's PSN account had been hacked and Chris was offered a choice. The choice between Julie, his sweetheart, and video games. Whilst this choice wasn't a real one due to Julie being a troll, this was a real choice to Chris, and thus his choice to want to keep both of them is a very real sign of his greed.
Because you stole my PSN, you stole my Yahoo, and you made me choose between all that and my girlfriend.
And what did you pick? Tell me.
Julie.
You're not going to get your PSN if you act like that.
No,
it's going on eBay.
No.
Yes.
Leave it off. No.
eBay.
No. Look. All right. No.
eBay.
No. Stop.
I want to sell you PSN on the
I picked Julie. Give me back. I picked the right choice.
No, you picked Julie. That doesn't mean you're going to get the PSN if you pick Julie.
I am not lazy.
Sloth is essentially apathy, an absence of interest and exertion. Throughout the years, Chris has been notorious for sitting in his room all day, playing with toys or on his PlayStation 3. Chris's refusal to work has also been notorious, with there previously being a counter on the front page of the Quickie dedicated to the last time Chris applied for a job. Throughout his whole life, he has only had 2 jobs, with these being Wendy's and Cutco, minor jobs that Chris failed to be successful at. The closest thing resembling a job since has been his own creation, the Sonichu comic. However, even with this, Chris has failed to maintain any work, with him only making 14 proper issues of Sonichu since he started working on it in 2004.
I worked hard for my father in his garden. I pulled weeds. Those weeds are very hard to pull.
My grandma pulled weeds. My grandma had arthritis, and she pulled weeds every day.
You damn mocking bastard!
Wrath is uncontrolled feelings of anger and hatred. Chris has shown this numerous times, especially towards his one true nemesis, Clyde Cash, where he would threaten him in his videos, usually filled with him shouting. This wrath would eventually culminate in violence from Chris, with him running over Michael Snyder, the owner of the game place, and pepper spraying a worker of GameStop over the colour of Sonic the Hedgehog's arms.
This makes me really angry. You know how it makes me angry? This is Clyde. And this is how angry I am for every waking moment that ED page is up. You want me to calm down? You want me to calm down? You want me to draw the comics? You take down that ED page. Now Clyde is... I am going to shove your ass down your throat and make you eat your underwear!
Infinitely high boyfriend factor.
Envy is a desire to be or have the traits or possessions of another person. Normally, resent occurs due to this envy. Chris's love quest, with him trying to achieve a sweetheart, although, if we're being honest, just sex, has led to a strong envy of those who have girlfriends due to the infinitely high boyfriend factor. This is likely most evident during the Liquid Chris saga, where, due to Chris's envy of Liquid and his girlfriend Casey, he decided to imitate Liquid's imitation of himself in order to try and seduce Casey.
Hello?
Hey, honey! Oh my god, it's so good to hear your voice again. It's me, Casey. How are you?
Hey, Case. I'm good. You sound like you're doing good.
I love it when you call me that. Yeah, I'm so happy because I got to talk to you. I missed you all day today. It sucked being in school. I can't believe it's almost finals.
Oh, yeah, I know. Summer finals, right?
Which one's your last one again? I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Which one's my last final?
Yeah, is it the same one that, the same class we have together?
No, it's not. No, it's not that one. I'm trying to think of the name. I'm trying to think of it. Oh yeah, it's the one where I'm doing. It's the one where I'm working with. I think I'm working in Photoshop, something like that. With the so much going on in my head right now.
Oh, it's your databasing and computer graphics class. Oh, that's right.
Yes, my computer graphics class.
I cannot wait to see you again. So, maybe you can give me a sneak preview of what you're going to do next time I see you? Please?
I'm gonna rock your world, baby.
And let me do these stupid videos. I can tell everybody at my command to help me get everything off the internet.
Pride is selfishness, putting one's own desires and wants before anybody and everybody else's, with this also being regarded as the most serious of all the sins. Chris has a large ego and definitely only looks out for himself and literally believes himself to be a famous, important person, even since the inception of his YouTube channel, despite obviously being infamous for his internet shenanigans. During the Aspetu saga with Alec Benson Leary, one time in a call between the two of them, Chris criticised Alec's way of producing his comics, disliking that he drew his comic digitally rather than authentically, such as his own way on pen and paper, believing he was above him because of this.
But what I do, I use a tablet and I draw on that. And that's basically the same thing as pen and paper, except what I draw just goes right onto the computer screen. So I don't use a mouse. Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, but but still, it's crappy compared to mine. Even my mother agrees.
Oh, hey, come on. That's a little insulting, Chris. What do you mean crappy? I mean, my mother says that my comic is, the most beautiful comic she's ever seen too, but I kind of think that's just because she's a supportive mother. Mothers are supposed to support their children in their endeavors. And I have, got 20,000 fans now that love it too. None of them are my mother. My mother doesn't actually use a computer. I just show her the printouts. I get complimented on my arts all the time.
More recently, as seen in the newest jail letters, he literally believes himself to be God, Jesus, and Allah, which is a bit hard to top, self-importance wise.
When my dog died a few years ago, she was a sweet dog. I lifted and carried her doghouse to the site where we buried her. Her doghouse. That thing had to weigh like 5-10 tons. It was very heavy. I carried that thing.
I had to dig my mother out of the rubble, and you had to lift a doghouse.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, that doghouse was heavier than any tombstone.
Whilst writing the script for this video, I found it really easy to write about all of these. I don't know why, but I was really surprised about how easy it was to produce the information about all of these different sins. I do not think it is implausible that others would be able to create another 7 deadly sins list and fill it with completely different information. Not a single one of these was difficult to find information for and write about, and whilst everyone would show traits of these, the extent to which Christian acts in these behaviours is really amazing. Now, none of this really matters in the grand scheme of things. We know Christian's not so great of a person, but it really is funny now, considering how he believes himself literally to be God, and yet he is so far away from how a believer of Christianity should behave.